Hi Virgo, welcome to your May love reading for May 2019. This is going to be for Virgo Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you are a cross watcher, you are more than welcome to hang out and stick around. However, I do have specific cross watcher videos that I did that are on the channel. They're labeled as cross watcher, so be sure to check that out as well after this if you would like. But this is going to be a love reading for Virgo Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to see what is coming up for our lovely, lovely Virgo friends. And the format's going to be a little different. It's going to be a little bit more detailed this time. So those of you who are my regulars, you'll have to let me know if you like it this way. I'm going to pull 5 cards, and then I'm going to pull clarifiers for those cards. So we're going to go a little deeper. So here's card 1. We have got the Death card, and this has been a popular one that keeps coming up, and it's interesting to me because I've shuffled this deck many times, but this card seems to be coming up quite frequently. There's a lot of energetic cycles that are happening right now. I'm not an astrology expert by any means, so those of you who are a little bit more skilled in it, if you would like to explain in the comments, feel free to do so. Share the knowledge, pass it on. But from what I understand, and there's an astrologer I follow on Facebook named Monty Farber. He's actually the husband of the Enchanted Tarot deck that so many of you really love when I use it. I'll probably use the Enchanted Tarot this coming week for the weekly forecasts. It's a beautiful deck. But anyway, so from my understanding and kind of what I've seen, there's something happening right now where a lot of people are going to have an opportunity to really finish old cycles that have been following them for, like, you know, the past 10 years or 12 years. And so certain things are coming up that we're finally going to be able to put behind us and put past us. So it's going to be, for many people, a victory, but a bittersweet victory, and something that has been blocking you or challenging you in your love life. So we're going to pull clarifiers here and see what this is about. Okay, this is not necessarily about a relationship ending. We'll see what the clarifiers have to say. We've got 1 clarifier, 2 clarifier, and 3 clarifier. Okay, so our first one here is letting us know. Okay, we got 5 of Swords. We've got 9 of Canes. And we have got Page of Swords. So this is screaming boundaries to me, Virgo. This is screaming boundaries to me. There's going to be something coming up in your love life having to do with boundaries in a relationship, okay? I think this feels to me, I'm going to be honest with you, this feels to me like somebody where there's been a lot of back and forth with, okay? It could be somebody you're currently involved now with. It could be somebody from the past who's returning, but there's definitely this energy of like a make it or break it moment. The 5 of Swords is saying that there's maybe a lot of emotions that are pent up here. A lot of emotions. So if you're getting ready to have a talk with a person or express your emotions or feelings or confront them about something or set down some guidelines here, make sure that you're able to just kind of calm yourself before having the conversation, because for me, 5 of Swords is a moment where you have the possibility of burning a bridge. Okay, you're standing on the bridge, and what's gonna happen on it is gonna be up to you. So even though you might have the right to be upset, you have to be cautious how you're going to approach this. For some of you, somebody is giving you an offer of love, and you need to be sure what you want to do, because this is, like I said, this is the last go around. Maybe you've been going with this person back and forth, but this is it. This is the last go around. This is do or die, right? So either way, it's the death of a cycle. So if you are going to do this, you're going to have to leave the past in the past. You can't bring it up again. It's going to be a new energy moving forward. And if you're stepping away from the relationship altogether, there's not going to be a reconciliation, okay? But what is important here is that you're going to be able to speak your truth, okay? gather the necessary information, come at this discussion from a place of logic and a place of reason, and not so much with pent up emotion. Okay, some of you are feeling threatened, and that's what needs to be released, because that feeling vulnerable or that feeling scared can kind of get in the way or block the relationship. Okay, some of you are going to have to do some inner child work. My readings are a little bit different. Those of you who follow me, you already know this, and some people like it and some people don't, but it goes a little bit into like the deeper layers of like what's going on. So Virgo, you're starting off the bat with some deep layers here. Okay, you're starting off the bat with some deep layers here. So before you tell somebody no, or before you shut the door on this person, and for some of you, you could be dealing with a Scorpio, you know, because we have the death card here. So it could very well be a Scorpio energy for some of you. But if you're closing the door on this person, be certain that it's not out of fear, right? We've got, I love the way that the nine of it's called Nine of Canes in this deck. The Nine of Canes or the Nine of Wands is depicted in this deck, because it's usually a card about being like kind of on your guard. With Nine of Wands, when we see in traditional tarot, it's somebody who's feeling a little bit threatened, or they're kind of like waiting for somebody to come out of the bushes or something. And so we see here, this is like a stepchild situation, right? So there's like this kid who's like watching over and sees, maybe, I don't know, we'll just guess this is her dad or whatever. And this lady's coming in and she's like, I don't like this lady. Like, we don't need you. Get out of here. We don't like you. Go away, right? This is scary because she doesn't know what to expect. What's going to happen to her? Is she going to be left out in the cold? Are they going to send her away to some boarding school? You know, how is she going to fit into this scenario? It can be very, very scary. So some of you, your inner child maybe is having some fears about a current relationship, and that is something that you're going to have to address. Some of you maybe potentially are having an issue with the children of a love interest or a partner. There could be children from a previous relationship that are causing an issue. Maybe it's your kids, guys. Virgo, maybe it's your kids. And before you respond emotionally, like, hey, you better not have a problem with my kid, you know, maybe do some research, maybe gather some information and come at this from a logical way. You know, don't take it personal. Don't be defensive. So next, we have got Knight of Cups. So this is a love offer. This could be a playful energy. I have a feeling what this is saying is whatever's happening in the love situation, try to come at it with a little bit more of a playful approach, a little bit more lighthearted, a little bit more romance. But we're going to go ahead and put clarifiers here. But again, you could be dealing with a water sign. You know, you had that death card, which is Scorpio. You've got Knight of Cups here, which is definitely a water energy. So some of you may be having a lot of emotions, or maybe dealing with a water sign in your love life in May. Clarifier 1, we've got the Devil. All right. This is Capricorn energy, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're dealing with a Capricorn. It could be this itself. This is the lust. This is the flirtation. This is the passion. This is very much that excitement energy, which we know Knight of Cups can be a bit of a seducer. Okay. Some of you, going back to the Death card, Virgo, where was that Death card? Going back to the Death card, Virgo. Maybe some of you Virgos are in this cycle, or you're either in this energy where you're all about, you know, always kind of the new romance, the new love, the like the new sexiness, the new energy, or you've been in cycles where you've been attracting these kinds of people. I have not had much experience with dating Virgos. The one that I did know was definitely in this energy, but that doesn't mean all Virgos are that way, right? Obviously. But so either you've been on the receiving end of this kind of person, or you've been in this energy, and so some of you are putting an end to it. Some of you are like, no, it's not working for me anymore. And other ones of you, right? Maybe you need a break, and maybe for whatever reason in this time in your life, it's going to be a good time for you to embrace this kind of energy. We'll see what the other cards have to say. We have the World, so completing of a cycle, something more fulfilling. Oh, and 10 of Cups. So the majority of you are leaving this behind, right? The majority are leaving this behind. Coming out of the fear or coming out of this stuck energy. Maybe a lot of you Virgos have been tolerating certain things from a person or from relationships where you're like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm hearing searching for potential or holding out for potential. Maybe some of you Virgos, and this happens especially if you're a light worker, guys. If you're one of those Virgos who's a light worker, who's an empath, who's very spiritually in tune, one of the biggest mistakes we make as light workers and empaths, we're going to attract a lot of broken people. It just is what it is, right? When you're a bright light in a room, you're going to attract some moths. It's the nature of the game. It's the way that it is. So, what happens when you're a light worker is you really start to see the full potential of the person, and you kind of become blinded to their decisions. They can be in this Romeo energy, they can be in this devil energy, they can be out there partying, living it up, having a bunch of different partners, being irresponsible, living their life like they're a 21-year-old college kid and they're friggin' 49 years old. We don't see it because we see the person's full potential. We see like the person's higher self. So this is a moment where I feel a lot of you Virgos who are in that light worker energy, you're going to have this epiphany where you're going to wake up and you're going to see somebody for who they're choosing to be in the physical world in this life now. And you're going to have this epiphany where you're learning this great big lesson. These are two major arcana cards. You're learning this great big lesson where you're opening your eyes and you're freeing yourself from holding out for that person's potential. And all of a sudden, you're able to let the person go because you're like, wow, I've been really in love with this person, or I've really been holding on for this person. But now I'm just kind of seeing that this person is not what I'm seeing on the inside. I'm seeing who this person is choosing to be in this dimension, in this world, in this realm, and I'm kind of over it. And the second you're having that epiphany, pow, boom, you're coming into 10 of Cups energy. It's like you're almost instantaneously attracting the higher vibration of the higher soulmate. Okay, some of you, this is a general reading, and albeit I'm going to be honest with you, I think this other scenario I'm about to say is for a very small percentage because it's kind of the rare exception. But some of you are going to have a partner or a love interest who's been in this energy, who's going to have the awakening and say, I'm done with this kind of, a superficial nonsense, and I want to come into the 10 of Cups. So some of you will have that experience. But I'm going to say this, Virgo, either way, if you're leaving somebody behind or giving somebody another chance, you're coming into that 10 of Cups energy because you've decided and you're having the awakening, right? And you're coming into the belief of, like, you know what you deserve and you're not settling, okay? Let's see your next card here. You have got 6 of Coins. So this is a card about give and take. This is a card about balance. This is a card about fairness, right? And so you're going to begin choosing how much time you're investing in a person or a situation, how much money you're investing in a person or a situation. And it's going to have to be a two-way street from now on. You're not going to be in that energy of just giving and giving and giving and not getting anything back. So there's definitely this very fair and balanced energy coming in of equality and having fun and enjoying yourself, right? Not being so attached to the outcome. Again, I think this comes with the realization or the epiphany or the breakthrough a lot of you Virgos are going to have with that block you're coming out of. Sometimes we get into a love relationship and we're like, oh, I hope this works out. I hope this has to be my person. Like, we get really, really hung up. But you're coming to this higher vibration where, like, you know who you are. You know what you have to offer. You know what you deserve. You're really enjoying this higher vibrational person, and you don't have the fear anymore. You're enjoying it. You're in the moment. You're not caught up in the what if it doesn't work out, or what if they're talking to somebody else. You're enjoying the moment for what it is, and so are they. And you're in this mindset of abundance when it comes to love, and not lack. You're not in that fear of loss, right? Like so many of us think about money. We're like, oh man, I just want to get to a point where financially I can like maybe go out and go out to dinner, and maybe hang out with friends, or treat myself once in a while, and have all my bills paid, and not have to worry or check the account to say, oh, can I go see a movie this weekend, or oh, can I go buy those shoes. I just want to be able to just kind of like do it and not think about it. And so you think about money in that way, to have that abundance, to where you're not worried about, can I get those shoes, or can I go to that movie, because you know that the finances are there, and you know that finances are coming in. You're coming into that kind of abundant mindset when it comes to love. You're not freaking out about if this person's going to work out or not, right? Because you're in such a satisfied energy, and you feel so abundant, and you feel so confident to the point where you're like, dude, even if this doesn't work out, no worries, because there's a lot more fish in the sea, and they all see how amazing I am. So Virgo, a lot of you are coming into that energy. Let's pull some clarifiers. So we've got 1, 2, 3. You've got the Chariot. All right, major arcana. Lots of major arcana, Virgo. 7 of Cups and 4 of Pentacles. Okay, or 4 of Coins. So again, not 7 of Cups, I'm sorry. The Chariot here is a major arcana card. So a lot of you are shifting or coming into a new energy, and you're deciding to explore your options. With 7 of Cups, there's a lot of options, and you're ready to see through the illusions. For some of you Virgos, this is very interesting, because we had the Knight of Cups, we had the Devil card, we had breaking out of that kind of energy. And so this 7 of Cups, this 7 of Cups, this Chariot, and the 4 of Coins, all these cards together are giving me a sense or a feeling, Virgo, that some of you are coming into this playing hard to get energy, or you're really making somebody work. You're making somebody step up to the plate here and prove themselves. Whereas maybe in the past, you've had relationships with people where you're single for a super long time, and you're good on your own, and somebody will come in, and there'll be a really strong physical chemistry, and boom, bang, before you know it, you're doing what you're doing with that person. And so some of you are just coming to this energy where you almost feel like people don't have that power over you anymore, right? Like you're in charge of if you're getting turned on or not. You're in charge of if you want a person or not. You're not under somebody else's spell, okay? And so it's this energy of like, I know, again, what I'm bringing to the table. I know what I'm worth. And you're going in this new direction, right? And this person's going to have to work a little bit harder to get your attention, because you got a room full of people here, right? And you're like, you're cute, you smell nice, but until I know what's behind that mask, I'm gonna do some exploring, right? And you're being a little bit cautious, you're being a little bit standoffish, you're kind of staying in your little corner here, right? Like she's good, she's here with her little pets and her animals, and she's having her time, right? There's this guy here in the distance, and she's like, whatever, dude, if you want to talk to me, you're gonna have to walk your ass up over here. I'm not gonna come chasing you, right? So a lot of you are coming into that energy, that confidence, that look, if you don't want me, it's all good, because there's a whole lot of other options out there. But if you do want me, you're having to step it up. So a lot of you Virgos are coming into that energy. So let's check out the next one. Ooh, Five of Pentacles or Five of Coins? Okay, so this card in traditional tarot has a lot of different meanings. And there's one particular meaning about the card that sometimes gets lost when people read the coin, the coin or to see the card. But I love how they captured it in this deck. They captured it so well. Those of you who know about tarot, you know the cards have different meanings, or they can be applied in a different way depending on what cards come up around them. And so the way that this deck illustrates it is genius, okay? One of the meanings of this card, which we see here, that it's being given to us in that meaning. Five of Coins can sometimes be an energy where you're kind of like abandoning the security that you had or the way life was to just kind of go out there and explore and have an adventure. And in that process, money can be a little bit tight, but you're finding people in that process who are your soulmates, your soul family, your true blue friends. You're discovering really who's there for you, and you're having a really good time eventually. Once you get out past the initial fear or being left out in the cold, or maybe it might feel that way in the beginning, or kind of like taking a risk of going out into the unknown, you're coming across people who have your back and who you're having a really good time with, a really strong connection. Like you're learning to have fun without a whole lot of money even, right? Like, for example, that Devil card, that Knight of Cups, maybe some of you Virgos, you would have people that would come in and they would try to prove to you they were into you by, spending money on you, dropping some coin, taking you out to a nice meal, wining you and dining you. So you'd be like, oh, wow, I guess this person's really into me. But then they would disappoint you, right, in the end. But now you're having this connection. I mean, look at how hard she's laughing. She's cracking up. And he's feeling so good about himself. Like, he's even blushing. Like, she is so into me. I so got this in the bag. She wants me, right? But it's not about the money. He's got like 5 coins there on that table. That's not even a lot of money. That tiny little glass of liquor there. There's not a crumb of food. We don't see any gifts, anything like that. So he's not like, impressing her with alcohol or bottle service or a big meal. They're in this little cowboy saloon on these, just like not even a fancy thing, but they're having so much fun and they're so into each other. So this is the vibration of the kind of relationship that you're attracting right now, Virgo. Some of you might be, those of you who are in this energy of wanting to come out of that, like Knight of Cups and the Devil card. Some of you who were the Romeos, I know not all of you were, but some of you who were the Romeos, you may be remembering having this with a person that you let slip away, which is probably the cross watchers who are watching this, yeah, right? So if you're watching this, maybe your Virgo was that way with you, maybe they kind of messed around, or they lost their chance, or they went off and they explored other things, but they may be remembering what they had with you. Other Virgos, either way, if you're just on that end of where you had been left out in the cold in the past by somebody, you're coming into this energy of just having this real full completeness, having this kind of connection, having a whole lot of fun with no money, right? It's the real connection. It's the genuine like of each other. It's just feeling good to be near them, feeling good to be touching, even if it's not having sex or making out or whatever, laughing together, just that really, really close energy. We're going to pull clarifiers. So we have clarifier 1, clarifier 2, clarifier 3. All right, my darlings. So clarifier 1 tells us what? Tells us, victory, freedom, adventure. Alrighty, here we have Queen of Swords. And here we have 4 of Swords. Okay? Somebody's longing for you. Somebody's like, man, we had some good times, baby. Let's do it again. Let's get back together. Remember the good old days? Let's get back together, all right? And you're at this point, you're like, well, I'm in my confidence now. I know my options. I'm Queen of Swords now, damn it. I had to get over some BS to get here. I had to get over some tears, and I've been working really hard on my life. So if we're going to do this, right, you're going to have to show me, you know, how you're stepping up or how things are going to be different. So, right, like maybe we all might be connecting in some ways here, but there's other people, there's other options, there's other possibilities. I'm not committing to anything right now. I'm not committing to anything right away. So some of you may be not closing the door on the person, but they're gonna have to work. They're gonna have to work. They're gonna have to impress you before you're giving them that chance. So your wish is coming true. You are feeling a sense of victory in that, you know, you're either being given a chance to make up for something, or somebody's coming to you and wanting to make up to something for you, but you're not out of the woods yet, right? Like, it's going to be up to how this person is going to behave and how they're going to come at you. But, you know, overall, I can say the energy here is being set up for a very, very healthy relationship, right? No more of the codependency, no more of the crying, no more of the, you know, like feeling like really dependent on the relationship, and just being in that romantic abundance or emotional abundance where you're attracting these other options, right? Four of Swords in this deck too, in this particular deck, it kind of has an energy of like a change of pace, right? Like going with the rhythm, going with the flow, change of pace, not really locking anything in. Just kind of like, okay, well, we'll see where it goes, but you're releasing your expectations of this person, which is almost having to make them work harder, right? Because you're so cool about it. You're just like, whatever, dude. Like, whatever. I'm good. Whatever. Like, what do you got? Show me what you got. I don't care. Whatever. Right? So like they're having to try harder. Let's see your next card. Ooh, Knight of Wands. So, Knight of Canes. This is passion. Sometimes when I see Knight of Canes, it makes me feel like somebody who's not here for, they're here for a good time. They're not here for a long time, but we'll see. There's different sides to Knight of Canes. We'll see what our clarifiers say. Okay. All right. So some of you, this is, oh, Virgo. This is a case of catch and release. Okay. For some of you. And, you know, either you're on the being caught end and released end, or you're doing the catching and the releasing. I do feel you're coming into this 10 of Cups energy, all right? With or without the person that you're curious about, or with or without the person you're involved with now, with or without the person who might be coming up from the past, you're coming with that 10 of Cups. So what happens just before that 10 of Cups? We begin to clear out the emotional baggage. We begin to get closure and clear out the loose ends from the past, okay? And for some of you Virgos, you're feeling a pull towards a person because they're about to come into their 10 of Cups, and you all may have something unresolved, and you may be the person who's falling out of the woodwork into that person's life. Right? It depends. It's a general reading. It's going to apply in different ways to different ones of you. But a lot of you Virgos are having somebody kind of fall out of the woodwork with you and coming riding in again. And you're not even sure like what to expect, right? You're not even sure, like you're kind of at an impasse with this person because maybe you've given them a lot of chances and they're still trying, right? They may have talked to their friends. They may have gotten some advice on how to win you over or how to come back in. But this is why I laughed, because I got a very specific message when I looked at this card here. Okay. This is 8 of Canes, which is a very, like, in traditional tarot, they'll call it like Cupid's arrows or whatever, like communication coming in, passion, a really passionate connection. But it's very funny to me how they have it in this little drawing, because it's like he probably came in here thinking he was gonna like swoop her off her feet or impress her or romance her or seduce her. Like, he came riding in on his horse, right? He thought he was gonna like be all slick or whatever. He doesn't even know what hit him. Okay, like, he got tied up, the incense is burning, who knows what freaky deaky craziness happened there. And he's like, whoa, like, he's laid out. He's just like, woof, that was that was something, right? And she's good, she's happy, she's awake, she's drawing the curtains open, she's ready to go and start her day. Like, she's good. So this is where I was getting that catch and release. It's kind of like some of you, you're getting your fill of the person and then you're like, I'm good, I'm done. Like, I've been waiting to have you come back, or I've been waiting for you to step up to the plate, and now that it's finally here, it's like you're getting what you wanted and you're good, you're done. You're like, I'm ready for my 10 of cups, because I cried over you. I cried over you, I begged for you, I, tried, I pleaded, and you didn't come to the rescue, and I rescued myself, and now I'm good, and now I'm happy, and I have other options, right? So maybe before this was enough, right? But you're like, I've learned a thing or two since then. I can teach you a few things, right? And you're good. Like, you're done. You're done. So if this person wants you, they're gonna really have to step it up, and they're seeing that now. For those of you who have a really intense soulmate connection with this person, you may choose to be with them. But I think for the majority of you, you have so many options coming in, and other soulmates and other soul family, where the new options are just too tempting to leave alone. So I do feel the majority of you are closing the door on this person, even though it was a significant soulmate. Those of you who are closing the door on the person are more the ones who've been really guided to go on the spiritual path, where like you're wanting to make a difference, or you've had a lot of like passionate ideas about projects or creativity or things that you're doing, right? You're already busy. You're already on the go. You know who you are. Other ones of you might be like, you know what? I'm going to be content in this energy. They're back. I'm happy they're back. They're not going anywhere, that's for sure. So they can't really go anywhere. So I'm telling you, you guys, whoever you're curious about, with or without that person, you're gonna have your 10 of cups. Okay, some of you have been single for a really long time. You're coming into your fire. You may do some catch and releasing, and you're like, instead of waiting for someone to pick you, you're coming into the energy where you're picking that person, and that's it. Like, you're just like, that's my person, that's who I'm gonna be with. And you have that kind of confidence, right? It's this confidence that like came out of nowhere for some of you, but it's good that you have it. So that's exciting. Check out your moon sign and rising sign videos too. They may resonate with you more some months. It may give you a little extra information. Don't forget to check out the weekly forecasts, guys. Every single week I do videos for each zodiac sign for what's coming up the week ahead, about money, spirituality, family life. And then I do the love reading separately, because it's a different energy, and I think other things really need like specific attention. That's why I do them separately. I don't want things to get jumbled and lost. And I will do another cross watcher series for June, which I'll release in a couple of weeks. So check out those as well. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. If you would like a private reading, the link to book with me is in the Calendly link in the description of the video. And stick around, because in a couple of days, next week's videos will be up as well for the week ahead. All right, my darlings, have a wonderful, wonderful May.